It came without warning. One of the worst natural disasters in recorded history. And in 2011, recorded history means something very different than it once did. This time, when nature unleashed its power, the world was a witness. Images like we'd never seen, captured like never before. In this special edition of Caught on Camera, Disaster in Japan. The earth shook. And shook. And shook.
It was stunning. Tremendous amount of power released.
When you hit something like 9, that's catastrophic. These two plates came together and one submitted to the other. It acquiesced in this process called subduction. And as it moved, the earth buckled and then popped.
In this video from Yokohama City, buildings sway, streets buckle, and walls wobble.
The engineering community is used to design buildings to withstand this kind of seismic ground motion. And contrary to popular belief, actually taller buildings usually are doing better than short buildings because they are very flexible and they can ride out an earthquake like this without major damage.
It shocks people, but surprisingly, they don't panic, at least not at first.
One of the things that you're not seeing is you're not seeing panic. This thing, the idea of panic as we see it in disaster movies is mainly a myth. That people just freak out and run through the streets and push over grandmothers to save themselves. Generally doesn't happen.
Video cameras keep rolling, even in the midst of a crisis. The earthquake happens off the coast of Japan, underwater at 2:46 p.m. It's a magnitude 9.0 and lasts for an extraordinary 2.5 minutes.
We actually had a shift in the Earth's mass, and that, in some ways, actually affected the positioning of our planet on its axis and the way we actually rotate. And what happened is that the Earth actually spun up a little faster.
It's a busy Friday afternoon, and the violent quake catches people off guard. In offices, in train stations, they have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and nothing to hang on to but each other.
When people are together and a hazard comes at them, they tend to bind together in the face of a common enemy. But people will get together with perfect strangers, and they put aside all kinds of petty differences.
For some, a simple trip into the grocery store turns into a mad dash back into the streets, away from falling bottles and metal shelves. Here, we see the chaos as it unfolds inside a house. This woman ducks for cover under a coffee table, but can't fit.
That's exactly what they teach you to do in an earthquake. Get in a door jamb, get under a table, so that when that TV falls, it doesn't fall on your head. We usually see that people stick to their jobs in times of crisis. So this fellow appears to be, he's narrating the events, and that's his job. It's kind of amazing that people continue on with their regular lives. This is what we see in disasters. This is what people do.
Cameras capture scary scenes of the quake all over Japan, including in Parliament. Prime Minister Naoto Kan appears stunned but calm.
They were very poised under terrible circumstance. They did all the appropriate things that you'd need to do to assess the situation before you run.
The top of the Tokyo Tower must have been one of the scariest places during the earthquake. Tourists find themselves trapped on the observation floor, more than 800 feet above street level.
Oh my God. Oh. Maybe we go down, huh? Maybe we don't stay here.
So these people are on top of the Tokyo Tower at the time the earthquake strikes. The skyscraper's swaying back and forth. Yeah, I believe I would be running for the stairs at this point. Perhaps they're not doing so because they're not running away, because they know that modern structures in Tokyo are safe places to be.